Okay, so in this clip, we'd like to begin while exploring the various possibilities of rendering. But first, I would like to address you with a clip that I have made for this course. And here you can see that this is, another piece of the file that I've created. This is, totally done with the help of Fluid Solver, and the rendering process is done with the help of the Arnold. Regarding the Arnold, I just have to say that it is simply amazing, simply excellent, and simply, you can say overwhelming. The result of the Arnold is completely exceptional. Previously, I was doing stuff with the Mentor. I can feel the difference, when I'm doing the same thing in the Arnold. An exceptional quality of reading the voxels while maintaining the sharpness of the voxels as well. By the sharpness, I just want to say that, it take care of all the, details inside the fluids, which is really, really, amazing thing. So the entire course is totally done with the help of the Arnold rendering engine. I really encourage all of you guys to go with the Arnold rendering engine process, and it's absolutely amazing. So now I would like to close this clip and like to begin with the process of doing the rendering. And here is the file that I've got over here, which is approximately having the resolutions of 150. You may could also increase that, not a problem, and after that you're going to get a lot of rich details. But it's quite a good for for the illustration purpose, or to at least to begin with. And I highly encourage you guys to increase the resolutions once you are done with the process of at least at least you have crossed this stage. Now you are completely feel free to go ahead and experiment with your own values. All right, so to begin rendering, so I first of all would like to talk about a rendering. What exactly the rendering do means? Well, if we like talk about the fluid rendering, then I must have to say that the overall, you may could say, the end result into the form of an image is called as a render, whether it's a single image or a sequence of the images. So it is, you can say, the synthesis of the photo, or you may could say the synthesis of your the software, the elements which you're using inside the software, inside the scene, which are then further compiled, or you may could say processed and converted into the form of the 2D pixels. Is called as a rendering. Here in front of me we do have the fire, and we would like to begin rendering. So first we would like to explore the concepts of rendering inside the Maya 2017 using the Arnold. So for that you need to go inside over here, that is the render settings. All right, and in the Arnold render, the Arnold render here is taking all the important and essential values. In particularly speaking, I would like to talk about the sampling. The first thing is that the sampling. So here we do have the camera AA, that stands for the anti-aliasing. Okay, and this option is very, very significant while taking out the fluid, because we are not taking care of the diffuse, glossy, and the refraction over here, because in our scene we are totally based upon the camera anti-aliasing values, because in this scene we are only rendering out the fluid, so there is no sense of talking about the diffuse, glossy, or there is no even refractions. So with the very default setting, nothing I would just want to change. I would like to take out a single render for you, and you need to go over here and click the render. So I do have got some previous frames for you, so let me just gonna show you up. And here you can see that such a horrible results, because we are using completely minimal settings. So it is quite expected that we need to get a lot of, you can say, the grains, a lot of noise inside the rendering, and it's absolutely lowest quality based output. So what do we need to do in that case? Well, there are various methods of fixing these things, and I would like to talk about primarily three important attributes that will going to change the way the fluids are looking right now so far. So the first thing is the camera AA, which is the anti-aliasing. So I would like to change the value from 1 to the 2. Okay, and now if I would like to take the render, you're going to notice that at least some of the things will going to get fixed. Okay, so let's just take the render of this thing. All right, we are back. If I'm going to compare that with the previous result, there is a lot of change. At least some noise is being getting reduced. There's a kind of a blur also. So we can also improve that thing a little bit more, but I also would like to say that instead of increasing only the attribute of the camera AA will not going to solve your purpose. You need to look at some attributes also. So for that, I like to focus upon the filter. Here we have the type Gaussian, but the width is little less. So I'd like to increase it to, let's say, 2, or just for like double that amount. And now if I would like to take the render, So now you can see that in comparison to the previous one, it has added more, you may could say, better result. But still, I can read a lot of noise inside over here. So you can see that there is a lot of noise. So what do I need to do to, completely get rid of this kind of a noise pattern? To fix that problem, what we could do here is that we can just select the fluid container, and in the bottom section, we do have, you know, this attribute that is called as the Arnold, which is actually now say sampling the particular fluid. And very interesting thing, that is the step size. So with the default we have the step size zero point 0.1 or maybe 0.050. In this case I would like to reduce the step size. Now notice the changes. What if I would like to go with point, let's say 0.25, and now we'll take a render. I also like to save this one. Alright, we are back. So now you can see that there is a lot of change. This was the previous quality and this is the new one. And notice one very important thing. The sampling has been still maintained. The previous sampling was the same, and in this case also the one which we just created is also same. So in both the cases we are maintaining the same sampling quality, but there is a difference in the rendering. The previous one was showing a lot of noise and this one is having some noise, but at least better than the previous one. And you can also notice one fact that in the previous result the rendering time was 4 seconds and in this case it is 13 seconds. So if you would like to dip down the value of the step size, it will definitely going to increase the amount of the rendering, but it will also going to assure you with the noise free or a jitter free results. Let's just take another render. What if I would like to dip the size or decrease the step size to, let's say, 0.0010. Okay, now let me just take a pause over here because it will take a lot of time, so I'll get back to you. Okay, we are back and now you can see that it has really controlled the noise. Now this was the first result, absolutely low quality, still improved, still better, and this one is the best. Now notice that in the first result it hardly took it's showing the 0 time, but that's not possible. At least 1 second we are considering. So in the next frame we do have the 4 seconds. Now we have 13 seconds, and this one which we just got is showing 30 seconds. Alright, I also would like to draw your attention towards one important thing, and that is the sampling. If you notice that in all the 3 frames, you can say the first, okay, just leave this one because here the setting is 1. If you like to begin with this one where the sampling is 2, you may could say a lot of noise still over there. With sample 2 again, sample 2 again, and sample 2 again, all the 3 cases were showing the same sample, but the rendering time was different and the quality is also different. So the matter of fact is that we just cannot only rely upon the settings of the camera. So the matter of the fact is that we could just not totally rely upon the values of the camera anti-aliasing. I mean, yes, definitely is very important. We need to give the value of 2. In some cases we may could take it to the 3 also, but the values inside over here under the fluid container shape node, the Arnold, the step size is also very important in removing all the jitters and the noise from the scene. Alright, so I would like to take a pause over here and would like to begin with the next clip talking more about the rendering process of the fire. So let's get started.